First, we'll open Adobe After Effects from our desktop. If you don't have After Effects, you can download a free trial version for this project. Here I've already opened After Effects just to save us some time. So let's get started with this. Once After Effects is open, we'll choose New After Effects Project. So we'll select New Project here. Then we're going to select New Composition. Name this composition Animated Title. Default presets can be used for this composition. We're going to set the duration length to 10 seconds. And you can see here it's already set to 10 seconds. So if yours isn't, you can set this to 10 seconds, then just click OK. Now in the project panel, we're going to load our assets. And these assets we're going to use later on for different modules in this course. But for this one, we're just going to load our assets first because this is something you would want to do when you're working in After Effects, is to have your assets loaded in here. So I'm going to drag. I'm dragging from my desktop from another screen, but I'm placing some files in here. One is an Eiffel Tower movie background. Another is audio. And then a third is a video of a woman on her cell phone in front of a green screen. So once you have that done, in the composition panel over here on your right, that's this one. So your project panel, then your composition panel. In your composition panel, we're going to select the text tool. So if you're on the toolbar for After Effects, you're going to select the text. And you'll see on the right-hand side that you have the text window open. If it's not open, there is two arrows pointed to the right over here. If you select that, you can see these different panels that you can open in After Effects. And so for this one, we want a text, which is already open. So if it's not, you would just select text and it would open it here on the right. So now that we have that done, our next step is to highlight in here where we want our text to start. So we're going to type in a title here, and I'm using Cambria font. I'm setting that font to 120. So you can see that there, 120, Cambria. And the font is going to be white. So you could change that if you clicked here, but we're going to leave it as white. So we have Cambria font at 120 white. And we're going to type in the title, project title. Now you can see that this project title now that is in here is not centered. Okay, so to fix that, what we're going to do is we are going to align this to the center. So here's how we're going to do this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change from text to the selection tool. And the reason we're going to do that is because if you continue to click in here with the text tool still active, you'll start adding more and more and more text layers. And we don't want that. So we're going to click the selection tool. So we have this whole title selected. And you can see that title here, down here in the timeline. But here it is on the screen in our composition. And what we're going to do is, if you look over here in your text panel, at the bottom you'll see this area here called Align. And in that, it offers two positions: align horizontally, align vertically. And these two middle ones are for center alignment. So we're going to click horizontally, and we're going to click vertically. Okay. Now, when we're animating this title later, we want to make sure that our animation is coming from the center of this project title, this text box. So on this text box, if you'll look right here below the letter C, you will see a crosshair. This is called an anchor point. And what you need to do with this anchor point is you need to center this into the project title. So here's the easiest way to do this. Okay. And I'm working on a PC, so I'm going to tell you how to do it on a PC. You up here in the tool ribbon, you select the anchor tool. Okay, so now that allows you to move this anchor point anywhere you want. So if you wanted this title to say zoom in from this corner, you could set your anchor there. What we're going to do is a simple fade, and we want it coming from the middle. So to get this absolutely centered, what you do is you let go and you use your Control Alt Home button. When you select Control Alt Home, it centers that anchor. So now your anchor is centered. So now we're ready to start animating our title. So, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to do a simple fade in. So what we need to do to create that is look at the timeline and find project title. Here it is. And just to the left is a down arrow. We're going to click that down arrow, and you're going to see two words. You're going to see text and transform. And we're not changing anything about the text. What we're doing is we're transforming the image, right? So we're going to click that. And so there's a couple of options you're given under transform. One is anchor point. One is position, scale, rotation, and opacity. And since we're doing a fade, what we're going to do is opacity. So what we have to do is create what's called a keyframe. And a keyframe is a point in your timeline where you can make your object do something you want. And so right here, we're going to click stopwatch just to the left of opacity. And this is going to give us a keyframe. And on this keyframe, we want to start off without seeing the title. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the opacity instead of 100%. We're going to click here and we're going to make it 0. Now, don't freak out. Your title is going to disappear, and it's disappearing not because it's not there, but it's disappearing because the opacity has been changed to 0. So now we're going to go 12 frames out. And the way we're going to do that is you're going to use your page up or page down. Page down will move you to the right through the timeline. So we're going to press that 12 times. So if you press page down on your laptop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's halfway through our frame rate. We have 24 frames per second. So we're doing half a frame at 12 frames. And then we need to set another keyframe because what we wanted to do here is we want it to fade in all the way. So if you look to the left of the stopwatch, at opacity, don't click that stopwatch because if you click it, what it does is it erases all your keyframes. And then you have to start all over again. To the left, though, you'll see this is a keyframe right here. And if you select this keyframe right here, wherever your play bar is, this blue play bar on the timeline, it will add a new keyframe. So we're going to select it. We're going to add. See, it added a new keyframe. Now that keyframe, you can see it's highlighted here. It is still set to 0. So what are we going to do? We're going to change it to 100. And now we have that changed to 100. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to play this keyframe. We're going to play this animation for this title. Let's see what it looks like. Now, that is a quick fade in. What you can do is with your play bar, if you'll use these arrows, you could go back to this keyframe, highlight it, say you want to make it last longer. Just stretch it out. Let's go to 1 second. It should be right at 1 second. It is. So let's play it now and let's see. Slower fade. So if you like that, you can stretch it out. So you can adjust the length of the keyframes to determine how long or how short a fade you want. So that is, in a nutshell, how to add your assets for your project into the project panel of Adobe After Effects, how to create a title, and how to create a simple animation for that title. Thanks a lot.